a goal! Can you believe it? It's extraordinary.
Sadly, Craig, another one for you and one for me. We've both got egg on our faces. 2 weeks ago, we criticised the AFL for its scheduling change of the women's grand final. What an embarrassment. I put my hand up. I'm sorry, AFL, we made a bad call. You should be proud of yourselves. Oh.
Liked it, Juddy.
Sometimes when you get it wrong, Craig, I mean, I don't know about you, but we were wrong, weren't we?
We'll get to the women's grand final. In fact, we'll get to it now. I was going to ask you about the Saints first. What a stunning day at the Adelaide Oval yesterday. I thought it was an unbelievable crowd turnout, the emotion, to see the sport get a crowd like this, the television...
53,000
And the TV audience outrated the North Brisbane game.
Which is not surprising.
Yeah, when you could argue that it would have done much, much better if that game wasn't on. But it had a massive number. I think it deserved every AFL eyeball on this game yesterday. And the Aaron Phillips situation with the sadness of the knee, but then also the unbelievable, heartwarming way both teams and the crowd reacted and saluted this great champion of our game was just magnificent.
I think there's such a strong sense of camaraderie between the players from different teams in the AFLW. I think because they are such pioneers in what they're doing. But this show of support for Erin was pretty emotional, Karen.
I had tears in my eyes. I was watching that. I was watching it on television. It was. She is unbelievable. I mean, she won the equivalent of the Norm Smith medal. I know there's not really the equivalent after playing less than. Well, she didn't even make it onto the ground. Yeah, and deservedly so. She won it by a vote. 2 ACLs done in the game, which was a big negative, and it's something that obviously the AFL's working on. But Craig, I just. 53,000 people. I mean, the biggest crowd for an Australian women's sporting event in this country, bar none.
What would we have got though? Sorry to interrupt, Kerry. If that crowd was at Icon Park, say it was a Carlton home game, what?
Well, 20,000 around about would be the max you could get.
Yeah, and
last year the grand final, which should have been played at the Whitten Oval, was played at Icon Park with 7,000. So it was a bad day.
So let's leave aside what a brilliant day it was and how well it worked out. Right, there is my intent in this is that we get as many people to watch this great game as we can, because the standard grew unbelievably this year. Not enough people got their head around that.
The fixture has to change, doesn't it?
And there's a real opportunity to change the fixture and to actually maximise at the key point of the AFL season when people want AFL content and shine a big light on the women's game. So I think it's time to move the season. And this is what I would do. I would move it to July to September. And there's a way to maximise the gaps in the AFL schedule to maximise the amount of people that will watch this great game. We moved to 14 teams. I'd suggest a 9-round season. Thursday night, play all the nights that AFL footy isn't on and play them as double headers. So maximise Thursday nights, which everyone loves. And early Saturday and Sunday games as curtain raisers in July and August. The gap weekend down the bottom there, played at the end of the season. Play all 7 games that weekend. Of course, play for double points in the last round of the season.
So you're clearly ditching the conferences.
Conference is gone.
Yep.
Last round's for double points, so that is, yes, a bit cute, but it absolutely puts a big stage on the last round. Then we'd go into wildcard weekend, 7v10 and 8v9, and they would be played as curtain raisers. Remember, there's 4 AFL games that weekend, so week 1 is 4 AFL and 2 AFLW in that weekend, the first weekend of the finals, and it flips the following weekend. So as we move forward, with only 2 games, and they're Friday and Saturday night of the men's, what an opportunity here in the afternoon. Midday to 6 footy, both days double headers, and the quarterfinals of the women's, and everyone would watch and get to celebrate these great athletes. The week after, it's again really simple. The 2 finals are Friday night in the men's and Saturday twilight in the men's. The chance is to put the games into the afternoon. 12 and 3, I'd suggest, would be or 12 and 2:30. And again, festival of football, the women's footy, the showcase. And then the grand final on grand final eve. So both teams would get a 6-day break. And what an opportunity that would be on a Friday night with the town buzzing to see a grand final. I
love the idea of it running concurrently with the men's season. Are you suggesting, though, that they're not going to start in July this year?
No, I'm saying next year.
So they have to wait for a long time to play again.
And I think under that scenario, there'd be 16 of the last 25 games of the season are women's footy and 9 are men, because that gap weekend's a big opportunity and they've got to maximise that.
You're asking for a big gap for the women, they've just finished playing, a lot of them finished playing in March.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than a short gap, I think. And it allows...
They've still got VFL, which most of them play.
Yeah, sorry, the VFL season
state competitions.
The state leagues have come forward February to May.
And Chris, obviously, there's going to be a new CBA done. Do you agree with the concept of the one salary cap? CBA?
We're still learning about all the detail through that, but it sounds like that's the way it's going to go.
The men should be happy to help subsidise the women, which is what in the end will happen?
Yeah, look, I think so. I think a lot of the soft cap's going to be shared across the club, and morphing that into the one, I think, probably makes sense.
And well done to your footy club too.
Thank you.
Yeah, great effort.